Chess friends, Stockfish 17 is currently in development. But here's some exciting news, the beta version is now available to play. Today I'll share an epic chess game where Stockfish 17 beta version encountering a daring queen sacrifice. And chess friends, at the end of the video I have a bonus for you, so stay with me till the end of the game. Let's get started. I opened the game with e4, Torch played c5, Sicilian defense is an opening filled with strategic richness, offering black a variety of choices. Each variation leads to a unique and distinctive storyline in the game. Top lines for white is to play knight f3 or d4, but I go for a different taste, c3 Alpine variation. If black tries to dominate the center with d5, after takes and the pawn exchanges will take place, knight c6 knight f3 to protect it, bishop g4 to pin the knight. Bishop e2, and if black capture the knight then it will be a big blunder. If the queen run away then d5 will come, and if you capture the pawn then bishop takes check will lose your queen. So back to the position. Torch played d6, I can go with knight f3, let me show you the variation, knight f6 to target it, but we will ignore the pawn, because after knight takes e4 Qf4 check will target at your knight and the king at the same time. Here if black tries to hold the position with knight f6, then after d4 takes, knight takes pawn, d5 to target the pawn, the knight can't move because of queen a4, the same tactic will continue. So queen a5 knight c3 takes, black can't capture the pawn because the bishop can counter him on d2 and the rook will be protected, so knight e5 takes and everything will be fine, play naturally. It is not enough that we do our best, sometimes we must do what is required. Back to the position, I strike the center with e4, black have various type of moves to consider, but Torch played knight d7. Knight f3, and after several sequences of moves we have queen c7 to play a6 knight f6, due to the closed position, I played queen e2, intending to advance the e5 pawn and deploy rook to e1, black can't do pawn exchanges because it will provide some space for the knight and rook entry file. So a6 a4 knight ups rook e1 to advance the pawn, black can't play e5 himself because of d5, I'll secure a dominant center area. So after castle I played e5, if you dare to capture the pawn, let me show you the variation, d takes e5 knight d5 knight a3, you might think of playing d6 to develop the bishop, then queen e3 will create a threat to checkmate in 1, g6 queen g4, I will utilize the h-pawn to attack along the h-fill, black position is highly restricted so bishop developed on b7, h4. Black's pieces are confined, hindered by white c5 pawn, black have no available space for maneuvering his pieces. If rook c8 then h5 will target it, king h8 pawn takes g6 takes queen g3, threatening to play knight e5 to target the f and h pawn, bishop ups and we will launch a rocket through the knight, to land on NASA Satellite platform. The bishop can't take it because the knight can enter to the king's territory, rook d8 to protect it from the knight, bishop h6, white throws an atom bomb on black's position with bishop h6, if you try to save the rook with rook g8 then knight f7 will lead checkmate, so back to the position if you dare to capture the knight then after takes, white is threatening to play knight f7 check king g8 bishop takes and the game will be over for you. So if black tries to defend his position with knight f8, play knight f7 check king here knight takes rook, and after doing big exchanges, white is completely winning the game because he have two rooks for minor pieces. Chess friends, if you're enjoying my content, please like the video. Creating these videos involves a significant investment of time and effort. Back to the position, we have knight d5 bishop here b6 and we have first pieces exchanges on b4 square, pawn exchanges on d7. Torch's bishops are gearing up for an attack on my king side. Here if you dare to play queen e4, targeting to the rook and the pawn at the same time, black will consider knight f6 to sacrifice the rook, queen takes rook bishop ups and the queen will be trapped, rook a8 and exchanging the queen for two rooks in the middle game frequently leads to a disadvantageous position. Black have a nice bishop pair with queen support, white will lose the game, so back to the position, we have a5. If you think of playing b5, let me show you the variation, then queen e4 will come, the position is completely changed because of the b5 move, knight f6 can't possible because the b pawn is moved, to create problems for white it's necessary to have the pawn on b6, so f5, Queen takes rook, bishop here, queen ups, rook a8 takes and that's it. It is the similar position like the previous variation. The situation has shifted significantly. The solid structure and piece arrangement are entirely different now. In the previous variation, with white exchanging his queen for 2 rooks, have a very challenging position, and this position is quite good for white because black have pawn weakness on e6. This is called chess strategy. So back to the position, Torch accepted the pawn, making a hole on c5, so after couple of moves later we have knight c4 to target the pawn, rook here and we have some pieces exchanges, knight backs rook d1 and you can't capture the pawn due to bishop takes check. You will lose the rook, so we have bishop f6, knight backs knight c6, rook takes pawn isn't good because you are losing the center pawns are more important than the rook side pawns in middle game. So after some sequence of 4000 elo moves we have rook exchanges and rook, bishop knight dances, king g2 h5 h4, rook ups c6 rook here backs, queen d3 to target the rook, rook backs bishop here to sacrifice the pawn, and I play daring sacrifice, queen takes pawn, because I am the new Stockfish 17 beta. I am completely winning the game because I have a pass pawn, right pieces combination and so on. And chess friends, this is your today's puzzle, 100 IQ puzzle. Solve it and comment me, I will give you the answer. So wish you all the best, thanks for watching, subscribe for more, bye bye, take care, see you soon.